I'm often asked, what does it take to be a good three-point shooter? And for me, it comes down to two simple things. One, being consistent with your form. Two, always following through and keeping the ball on your pointer finger and pointing at the rim. Doesn't matter how many shots you make or how many shots you miss, if you keep the ball on your pointer finger, snap forward and point at the rim, you're always going to give yourself a good chance to make shots. If the ball is hitting front rim or back rim on your miss, then it's easy to make the adjustment. Shoot it a little bit harder or a little bit softer depending on where it ends, and usually you can make the next shot. So I'm going to go through that little demonstration. I'm going to start with the camera underneath so you can see the shooting form, the release, and the consistency in how I shoot the ball. And then I'll put it behind me so you can see the results of that particular philosophy. Okay, that was shooting the ball with the camera down by the shooting machine so you can get a good look at the form and see that it stays consistent. Whether I make a shot or miss a shot, it doesn't matter. The goal is to always be consistent with how I shoot the ball. I want my release to be the same. I always want to be going towards the basket. I always want to snap my wrist and turn it over at the end of my shot. And I always want to keep my pointer finger in the middle of the ball because I want the ball to go straight as often as possible. So now I'm going to put the camera behind me so we can kind of see the results of that philosophy. Okay, now you get to see my shooting form from behind and see that even from behind, the shooting form, the consistency and how I shoot it is the same. But this time you'll get to see me actually make shots. The goal here is to make 10 shots. The machine will keep shooting balls out until I make shots. I want to try to make those 10 shots in as few attempts as I possibly can, with the goal of being at 50% above. So here we go. Okay, so got those 10 shots. Let's see what the percentage was in getting to those 10 shots. We're gonna take the camera and walk it over here so that you see it's still going. I didn't stop in between, so, and let's see. That was 56%. Can you see it there? 56%. So pretty good number, although I think I could beat that. So let's see, we'll do it one more time and see if I can beat that 50%, 56% number. Here we go. All right, as you saw, I was 56% and getting to those 10 made shots. So for 56%, I want to try to beat that number with the goal of making 10 shots again in as few shots as possible, with the goal of getting over 60% this time. Here we go. Okay, let's see what that percentage was on that round of shots. Hopefully we will be above 60%. That was the goal. So let's see. This time we are at, wow, close, 59%, not bad though. One of the things that I've learned as a shooter is not to get discouraged because you miss a few shots, not to get discouraged even if the ball comes out of your hand wrong. One thing about a shooter, or being a shooter, is you're gonna make shots, you're gonna miss shots, but you have the mentality that every one you shoot is gonna go in. The next one's always gonna go in. When I was at Georgetown, my first 2 seasons, I shot about 25% from the three-point line. And going into my junior year, I figured out if I'm gonna have any success in this game in college, as good as I was off the dribble, as good as I was as a defender and a passer, I had to be a better shooter. So I went out and worked at it and worked at it and worked at it. And what I figured out was most players hold their middle finger in the ball, and oftentimes the ball was coming off the side of my hand. So my thought process went from holding the ball here to holding the ball with my pointer finger in the middle of it. And my thought mentality was not to make shots, but to make shots go straight. And what I figured out was that the more I shot the ball straight, the more it went in. And logically speaking, if I shoot the ball straight, 90% of the times, there's a chance I'm gonna make 50% of those shots, which would have made me a 45% three-point shooter. Going into my junior year, not only shot the ball above 45%, but I became a better and more confident player because I had the belief in myself and the knowledge of being able to make shots go straight to make them go in. So hopefully this little short video on shooting can help some of you, especially you younger players out there, become a better shooter. Just be consistent, hold your follow through, point at the rim, and put your mindset on making shots go straight, not making shots. Good luck and love in basketball. Coach Bryant.